Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to the Mercy Tiara Facebook group Inspirational YouTube Hub. Today I will be sharing a 12 by 12 layout using one of the sketch challenges. Thank you all for joining me today as I create this 12 by 12 layout using a sketch that you'll see in the top left corner of your screen in just a few moments. And I will also go ahead and leave the Facebook group, the Mercy Tiara Facebook group link down in my description box. So I am going to be documenting that photo you saw of my grandson, and on that photo his t-shirt says, "Dude, it's my birthday," and this photo is one that I took of him on his 7th birthday. To document this photo, I'm going to be using a little bit of scraps from this Close to My Heart collection, Seize the Day. And I'm also going to pull in some of the mix-in papers as well. Now I will go ahead and leave links to all of the items I used today down in my description box. And I am a Close to My Heart consultant, so if you wanted to go and pick up any of these items for yourself, you can go ahead and use my links. I do appreciate any purchases you make using those links I'll have in the description box. So right now I'm just going through my pattern paper and trying to find the ones that I want to use behind my photo as the mats. As you can see on that sketch, we have a cluster in the center and there's a lot of layers behind the photo, and there's a little cluster to the top right corner as well. And there you can see the journaling. Now I do not add a lot of journaling to this layout, but I am going to follow along very closely to how these clusters are placed on my layout today. So here I'm just going through all of these pattern papers. I knew I wanted the navy blue, and I absolutely love this collection because of that wood grain that you're looking at behind my photo right now, and all of the navy blues in this collection. I am going to also pull in a little bit of the mint green and some yellow. And here you can see I did consider using that green as my background paper, but I decided to go with a little bit of a more subtle pattern instead in the end. So here I decided to go ahead and mat my photo on this blue cardstock, and this is from Bazzill. I cannot remember the exact color blue that I used, but I'll go ahead and link it down in my description box. And it's the exact color that I used to mat my entire layout on, as you'll see in just a few moments. So I did remove about an inch off two sides of my pattern paper background, and I'm gonna go ahead and mat it on the navy blue Bazzill cardstock right now. Here I am going to start adding in the mats behind my photo. And for these mats, like I said before, I will be using pieces from the Seize the Day collection by Close to My Heart. Some of these are some scraps that I have from a previous layout that I'm trying to use up. And some of them I did have to cut into the full sheet. Now this pattern paper here, I'm just removing the pink parts of it because I did not want any pink on this layout. I really loved the other colors all together, the green, the yellow, the blue, and the gray. So here I'm adding in the strips. As you can see on the sketch, there's a few strips below the photo and also to the top right cluster. Here from the Seize the Day collection, the die cut pieces, I pulled out the one that says Happy Days, and that will be my title. And I'm also pulling off all of the hearts and stars as well. I also used another word phrase that says You Are My Sunshine, and I will add that to the top right cluster. And I pulled in one more gray die cut to add as that circle element, as the floral element actually that's on the sketch. I used that circle instead. I'm gonna add all of these gray pieces to my background using some foam adhesive. That way they're lifted off the page and add in a little bit of dimension. And I'm also gonna go ahead and ink all of those edges using the Sapphire ink pad by Close to My Heart. So you can see there my circle element to the lower left corner is getting a little bit lost there, so I decided to add this whale, this blue whale behind it from the sticker sheet from the Seize the Day collection. And of course, I'm not using it because of what it is, a whale. I'm using it mostly for the color. And I'm gonna pull in some of these mint green hearts as well from the sticker sheet. I also brought in those hearts and placed them directly on the photo. There's a bit of empty space that's right next to my title and next to my grandson's head right there, and I wanted to add something there so it doesn't look as empty as it does right now. So I'm gonna add in those 3 hearts, and here I'm just adhering everything onto my background using my liquid adhesive. So now trying to use up some more of my scraps from my previous layout using this collection, I am going to use these strips, and some of them are 12 by about ½ an inch, and the other one would be about 11 by ½ inch. So I'm going to place 2 of those to the bottom part of my layout as a border, and I'm placing one of them on the top. And here I'm just going to go ahead and add in a banner. Now on the sketch, there is a banner to the bottom of the title, and I'm going to cut that apart, add that banner piece of it to the bottom, and the top part of it, I'll add it to the top of my photo. Now I do not waste the center part. You can see here I cut it in half, and I'm going to add that in above that little word cluster to the top, the little word phrase to the top cluster. And I am just making sure all of my colors are balanced off really well, and each cluster have a little bit of all of the colors that I'm using here today. So now for that little circle next to my photo on the lower left corner, I felt it was a bit empty on the top, so I decided to go ahead and just add the number 7 on there, which represents how old my grandson is in this photo. And I use my dauber and the sapphire ink pad to ink up that white foam number. I went ahead and added just a tiny bit of that ink as well to the title, and also etched on the edges of that background paper. Right now I'm just adding in some ink splatters using some acrylic ink by Liquitex, and I cannot remember the exact color I used. I believe it might be Peruvian blue hue, but I'll double check and add it to my description box. And now I'm just adding in a little bit of thread just to add a little bit more detail to this layout. Now I had a little tray of little bits and pieces on my desk, and I pulled out some enamel dots, some yellow enamel dots, and also that word phrase that says "Yay for today," and I added that word phrase in right above my photo. So if you enjoyed this process today, be sure to leave me a thumbs up, and also don't forget, check out my description box. I'll go ahead and link the Facebook group down below if you wanted to check out all of the challenges listed there and take part in any of them. And here we have some still shots of my layout. So I want to thank you all for watching today, and until my next video, bye.